Hey guys, Storm Ratsmah here, and I'm back with another arena video. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about playing weaker classes that don't control the board very well, i.e. Priest and Hunter, and also like how to make comebacks even though you don't have removal and you're behind on the board. Like you don't have AoE to make a comeback and remove their board. How do you make a comeback with just minions? So I have a game here, and we're just gonna let it play. And we're playing Hunter. Unfortunately, Hunter can be very powerful if drafted with a very powerful early game curve. The problem is with late game curves that you lose out on so much value throughout the early and mid game because you don't have like a ping hero power, and you don't have generally won't have flexible spells to help you get good trades or avoid bad trades. So in this game, our rogue opponent coined out a 2 into another 2. We missed our 2-drop, he ended up hero powering, and we played our 3-drop, which just traded down with his 2-drop. So we're a turn behind to this guy, and he has a hero power up. He's about to trade up again and have an empty board 4-drop. So the problem with this deck in particular was that we didn't get a lot of early game. And it was just very weak in the early game, but we had a ton of late game. I believe we ended up with 13 late game cards, which I would classify as being 5 cost or higher. So if you look at the play here, because we lost the early game, what I'm planning on doing is offering good trades. Like he's already gonna get this good trade, and if we flood out, we're gonna give him more good trades, which allows us to stay alive longer since he's gonna be trading across the board. And that's kind of something important to do. Like we don't have like a multi-shot, we don't have like a explosive shot or anything like that. So we have to just make this work. We don't have very many options here. Like if we had like a Spiteful Smith or this play right here, where it would offer 3/3 into 2/3 for free. The dagger kills here. Looks like he just gets a ton of free kills. And it doesn't seem like that's helping, but we do have good follow-up of ball spiders with the 1/1s, and that should help clean up as well. So we're not trying to flip the board every turn. I think that's a huge mistake that newer players make, is they try to make a tempo comeback on every single turn. Sometimes you have to kind of plan it out for 2 turns, like a 2-turn comeback, instead of just trying to flip it every turn. I said that a lot. But we give up a lot of value there. We end up trading 3 cards for pretty much one card, and he gets a lot of free kills. But we'll just keep watching and see what happens. So this isn't the web spinner play. It kind of just dies for free as well, and you see that it gets us no tempo advantage. And it kind of seems like this. Shit, what is this card's name? I forget. But it seems like this guy's been alive for a very long time. He's actually been up since turn 1, I believe. I believe that's the one he coined out. So now we just have to plan a comeback. Let's actually hear what he's saying. He's probably smarter than me right now. I need like multi-shot. Okay, probably best not to die here. So what other plays do we really have here? We had 7 mana, Arcane Shot, and a 6. 3/2 Arcane Shot, try to flood the board. The problem with just playing 1 minion, and it's thankfully a taunt, so you can't just ignore it, is the fact that if it has that Venture Co effect where you play the Venture Co and they kind of just play around it and just ignore it. And if they're already in the lead tempo wise, there's a good chance that they already have a lot of damage on your face and they're getting close to lethal. Another good point to bring up is that when your opponent is ahead tempo wise, they probably have most of their removal in hand since they've been controlling the board, and when they do need to make a bad trade, they can just trade up or get free value. But it's very hard for them to find a position where they're forced into using removal when you're ahead on the board, or when they're ahead on the board. So here he plays the 1 big guy, so we spread. We're kind of taking turns here. Like he spread the turn previous, and then we played 1 big guy to kind of clear his minions. Now we're gonna try to spread here because he played 1 big guy, and we're gonna try to try to clear off everything and ignore the Capture Droremonger best we can. Another great trade for him. This is supposed to get another 2-for-1 after already getting a tempo from killing a web spinner. So that's great for him. And because we know what our deck looks like, and this is very important when you play your games, you have to know kind of what your win condition is in that game and what your secondary fallback win condition may be. So the secondary win condition in this game would be, you know, getting just our card advantage back, you know, just winning off pure card advantage. We already have, you know, a bunch of big guys in hand, a deadly shot that'll deal with one of his big guys. It's pretty clear when I look at this hand that we can win off cards, but it's just a matter of slowing our opponent down to the point where he, I just realized that you can't see how many cards the opponent has, to the point where the opponent, let's see, slowing his tempo down to the point where, you know, the game kind of fizzles out and he doesn't really have means to kill you, and also he's running low on cards. It's the kind of point position we're trying to get at. Like here we could gamble the deadly shot, but we choose not to. We're not in that desperate of a position. We're going to offer him good trades with the Divine Shield, because that's all we're doing here is incentivizing trades. And you can see that even though he's been in control of the board for 9 turns, he hasn't managed to do that much damage to our face. We played 1 taunt, no heals, and it looks like he's just slowly fizzling out here. Keep watching. Ignore the other face cam. Yeah. So I think this is the point where the opponent even realized that his card advantage is starting to fizzle out, and he kind of just spread here because this is his last push, because he knows that he's not going to win on cards. Lucky top deck, sure. Not sure if I do play it. What I played here, 3, 2, 4. It does clean up the board very nicely. I don't know what Ratsmah does. I'm not as good as him. This was only yesterday too, but we've been playing a lot of Hunter and Priest, trying to figure out the class, trying to make it better. And this ends up being a pretty huge 50-50 here. It's the 50-50 that sets up the board clear if it kills the 3-5, because this is another incentivized trade. And if it doesn't, then he gets a free kill on it, and then we're kind of slightly behind on tempo again. So it's a little bit unfortunate for this guy that he lost that 50-50. He even drew the Ravenhold a little bit late. I think if he drew that Ravenhold, or it was in his hand last turn, he could have played a little bit more aggressively for face and not worried too much about the board. So here once again, as opposed to just playing one big guy, he has one huge guy, right? He skipped his entire turn for one guy, so I spread. So that's the kind of maneuver you want to continue making in Arena. Is if they play one big guy, you want to spread. If they play a lot of small guys, you want to play a big guy, because that big guy will end up getting value. Or if they play one big guy and you spread, then your little guys can ignore that big guy and you know, trying to like navigate around it. So I mean, the main idea here is to make comebacks with just minions. You kind of have to play the right minions on the right turns, and you know, if your deck can afford it. If your deck, like this deck, is extremely heavy. I don't know if you guys have been counting, but there's not a lot, and there's not enough late game or not enough early game in this deck. So we just kind of try to fizzle him out. You know, give him great trades, 2-for-1s, free kills the entire game, and just stabilize that way instead of, you know, trying to control board. So this is a great game. It's very subtle. Nothing crazy happens, but I like the fact that, you know, we kind of just stabilize very slowly, without any like spells to help. And it's just a lot of it's just incentivizing good trades. Like if you're falling behind to the point where, you know, it doesn't matter how many cards you have because you're about to take lethal damage in like the next 2 turns or next 3 turns, you want to kind of play in a way where you incentivize such good trades that they're maybe not such good trades, like good enough trades. And this is kind of like you gotta know that threshold, right? You have to know that threshold of, you know, like, oh, this is a trade he would probably take. It's too good of a trade for him not to take. And then you also have to keep an eye on, and this is what helped us a lot with the Krakens. The first Kraken, he was at 17. He still is at 17, but he was afraid to push damage when we had that Kraken out. So your opponent's face damage definitely matters in these kind of situations as well. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Incentivize good trades. If your opponent plays one big guy, you spread. If they spread, you play one big guy. And that's how you play Arena. And that's it. I'll leave you guys with this game to, I guess there's nothing to watch because it's over right now. But poor Ysera didn't get played all game, but we had it ready in case it did turn into a more extreme card advantage war. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this, I'll be back next week with another Arena video. And yeah, you can catch me on twitch.tv/Ratsmah. You can catch the live stream, streaming late nights, NA time. But thanks for enjoying, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.